What's up everyone? I am here to show you how to get your meal prep on, and I know that can be something that's kind of scary for most people. We have clients that say, you know what, I don't have 3 hours to meal prep and spend a lot of time like just cooking so much food. I'm here to tell you it does not take that much time unless you're cooking for a lot of people maybe, but meal prepping doesn't have to be hard and it doesn't have to be complex. It's really simple. I'm actually gonna put a timer on my phone for y'all. So we're gonna start it and I'm gonna start meal prepping. So yeah. Well, before I start that timer, I do wanna explain a few things. So there's actually 2 different ways that you can meal prep. One is a style I call buffet meal prepping. So how that works is I'm gonna cook a pan of chicken breast, a pan of chicken thighs, a pan of maybe ground beef or steak, and maybe a pan of fish. Today we're doing 3 things, and then I might cook a pan of potatoes and a pan of rice or pasta or something like that. So the way that works is you have all your pans available, and then when you open your fridge, let's say for lunch or before you leave, maybe the night before, you'll prep your lunch for that day. You can pick, you know, chicken breast and rice and then some type of veggie to go with it. And then whenever you get home for dinner, we like to cook dinner, but if you're in a hurry, you can pick like ground beef and pasta or something. So this way you're not having chicken breast, potato, broccoli, 3 times a day, every single day for 7 days. You have the availability to kind of mix things up. What this also allows is like your toppings and stuff. So when I said, you know, maybe you grab a veggie, is that day, either the morning of or again the night before, or maybe if you're just gonna eat lunch real quick, if you're available to cook something, you have the type of options that only take maybe 2 or 3 minutes to actually warm up or cook. So like, let's say I want to have green beans on one plate, black beans on another plate, or if I want to do like seared tomatoes on something, or if I want to do my meat with corn tacos, I can mix those type of things up. So you're basically cooking your meat and your starch or carb, and then you're going to keep the other things kind of available to mix up. So that's what we're going to do and talk about today. So I'm going to get started with my meat and carbs, and then I will tell you how that goes. So we're going to start now. I'm gonna see you in hopefully not 3 hours. Okay guys, so I just wanted to show y'all what I'm actually putting in my meal number 1 or meat number 1, and I just use a couple different seasonings to keep it simple. I have like a garlic mix right here, some chili powder and black pepper. Okay, so I'm just gonna add that in there. I add a pretty generous amount on top because it's a lot, and then I mix it all up, and then I do it one more time. So I'm just gonna pour all of this on top. And then the other secret to amazing meatballs, this is an Italian thing, so you're welcome. Normally I would do either oatmeal or kind of like just bread toasted. But today I wanna actually experiment. So basically what you just need is something to kind of absorb the juice in the meat, and it really helps to hold your meatballs together, and then it adds a little bit more flavor as well. So I actually have these low carb, they're actually cauliflower crackers. I've never done this before, and I have a feeling it's gonna be pretty good. As long as you have like a cracker, my mom used to do saltine crackers, anything like that, it works just fine. And you just need a little handful. A serving of these, by the way, because I know there's 2 more in here, it's about that much. So we're just gonna do 1 full serving. Gonna crunch them all up because we like stuff crunched. And I totally jingle while I'm bored or feel awkward or when I'm cooking, so there you go. All right, so there you go. That's what that looks like. Just pour that on top, and then you're just gonna really churn everything together, mix it all up, and make your meatballs. Which, I hate this part, and I normally have Philip do that for me, but whatever, here we go. If you have a spouse or partner or friend or roommate, whatever, that can help you cook, that's always fun, and you can get it done faster. And if you're the main cook and you have a sous chef, you can pawn off all of the gooey stuff like this on someone else. All right, so I just basically have a big ball. All right, and then something I like to do, I'm not doing this today as well, but you can also get like diced tomatoes, like the really small ones in the can, or you can dice them up yourself, and you can mix that in here also. Just make sure you don't do it too wet or your meatballs will kind of fall apart. But I'm also putting these in a cupcake tin, so if your meatballs come out super juicy, you can just, as long as you have them in here, they won't fall everywhere. Good little spray. That's avocado spray, by the way. We have 0 calories. Obviously, if you use this entire can, there's gonna be some calories in there. And they're called meatballs, so you probably guessed it. We're just going to make them like this and drop them in. All right, guys, so I got my meatballs all balled up. They're in my little cupcake tin. So I'm gonna put this in the oven at 425 for around 20-30 minutes. You kind of have to eyeball it a little bit. I'm pretty sure it's 30, so we'll see if I'm correct at the end. Yes, I do not have a by the book recipe. I grew up on tasting things and guesstimating, okay? So don't hate me. I will tell you at the end how long it takes though. So the other thing that's really important about this type of meal prepping is making sure that everything is kind of baking and cooking at the same time, right? So you're gonna have 1 or 2 things that get started ahead, but once you get your first thing in the oven, you just start kind of rolling things in that way, and that way everything, like I said, it's kind of cooking at the same time, so your max prep time should be around an hour-ish, maybe an hour and a half at max. Okay guys, so we just got the sweet potatoes in the oven. So this is totally up to you if you want to do it in this order or not, but this is just a good flow that I have and it keeps my time down. So just a note, just make sure you start your chicken thighs first. You're gonna see me cooking both, but I start my chicken thighs first because they're gonna be constantly skillet cooking. That's the best way to make chicken thighs, so they hold their juice and they don't dry out and they just taste really good. We're actually gonna do a sear with, I can't even think about what it's called right now. Turmeric. That is Philip's favorite. He loves whenever I sear them that way, so that's what we're gonna do today. And then we also have chicken breast. They're cut in tenderloins today. So it's gonna be a little bit different than usual, but we're actually gonna do half and half. I'm gonna do half in the Instant Pot, and then I'm gonna do half where I pan fry them and then I finish with a bake. This is a little secret I picked up a long time ago from my brother. So you actually high sear chicken for a minute on each side if you have a full breast, and then you put it in the oven for 10 minutes to finish the middle. This way they hold, again, their juice. Since these are tenderloins, I'm gonna do the same thing, but probably only bake them for around 5 minutes. And depending on the cut, I might just sear them, but I'll let you know. What? No, I'm just kidding. Kind of. I'm super happy because guess what, guys? You want to know what time it is? I don't know what time it is. It's 4:23, but you know how long it took me to cook? What? Okay, I'm done being silly. Here's the for reals, guys. 1 hour and 17 minutes. Look at all the food that I got done. Yeah. And I will have you know that the 1 hour and 17 minutes was with me stopping to talk to you guys about what's going on with the food and like when to put it in and stuff. So really, maybe you could get it done in 1 hour or less if you were just going at it like I normally do. But I did have to stop to let Lucas kind of like show you, you know, the action, what's going on. So like I said earlier, first thing that we got in the oven was our sweet potatoes. After I got that going, I actually got our meatballs in there. Once I got that going, I started searing my chicken thighs, which you can see is a lovely golden brown. The videographers got to kind of hang out and taste some of that, and they said it's super juicy. So while that's cooking, I actually seared some chicken breasts. So the 2 chicken breasts, when I said I was gonna split it, one between Instant Pot and one from the oven, that's what I did here. So this was actually in the Instant Pot while this was going. And then I also, you sear the chicken tenderloins for 1 minute per side on high. They'll still have a little pink in the middle. And then you just put them, since these are really thin, for 5 minutes in the oven on 425. If they are big breasts like this, like your standard size, you would do same thing, 425 after a minute sear per side at 10 minutes. So I have lots of food here, guys. This can last me and Philip through the week. I'm also gonna make some rice later. I don't think I need to show you guys how to make rice. But yeah, so what you can basically do is, let's say tonight, I know tomorrow I'm gonna have lunch at my office, and then I do 6 meals a day. Like my second lunch will also be gone. I can take something from this for one Tupperware and something from this for another, and then I can put sweet potatoes in both, or I can make rice later and swap those. And then, like I said, I could probably, if you wanna be super lazy, you could literally grab a can of green beans and then open it at your office or whatever, and then just split them between the 2, or you can put that in between. A little secret I have is I just have different cans of veggies. So I have options between green beans, corn, and like black beans, stuff like that, and I'll mix those up. If you don't like canned foods, you can literally do the same thing I just did. This all only took me around 1 hour. So maybe if you spend an extra 30 minutes, you can make little dishes of vegetables as well. And like I said, you can make your Tupperware and just pick from what you want. So that's why we call it a buffet style. So instead of being restricted to the same groups of foods 3 or 4 times a day, 3 or 4 days in a row, you get to kind of mix up what you kind of pair together. So try it out. Let me know if you have questions. Really, guys, if you just kind of stick your butt in the kitchen for a solid hour, you can get a lot of food done. It doesn't take 3 hours. Don't do the thing where you want to put everything in like little containers and fill up the whole counter. I've done that before, and that will take you 3 to 4 hours. Just try this out. It's super easy.